Aloha, and thank you for joining us. This year, Digital Citizenship Week is October 18th to the 22nd, so we wanted to share some resources and strategies to help kick things off. I'm Faith Ishihara, and this is my colleague, Janine Nakakura, and we're from the Office of Curriculum and Instructional Design. We have an agenda of this session with all the links you will need to share these ideas with your class. We created sweet reminders to raise awareness of Digital Citizenship Week. Smarties and Kind Bars send the message of being kind that we shared with our coworkers and colleagues. What is a digital citizen? Someone who is able to think critically about opportunities and challenges of the digital world and use technology responsibly to learn, create, and participate. Why should we teach digital citizenship? Studies show that 56% of students ages 10 to 18 feel they can't tell the difference between fake news and real news. And actually, lots of us as adults struggle with that as well. 95% of students ages 0 to 8 have access to at least one mobile device in their home. So, what is at stake? How might we teach our students to have the skills and dispositions to be safe, responsible, and kind online? We want to help our students to balance their technology screen time as we think about how best to support their social, emotional learning and how to be good digital citizens. Next slide. The Hawaii Department of Education created the flyer that you see on the right, and it helps to make connections between the 6 topics of digital citizenship listed on the left and the 6 nahopena'a'o or ha outcomes that convey aloha. And we've included a link to this resource at the bottom of the slide. Common Sense Education has teamed with CASEL, the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning. These 5 areas represent the core social, emotional learning skills and dispositions to succeed in school and in life. And research has shown that school-wide implementation of SEL can lead to improved academic performance, decreased conflict between students, and can help students feel more invested in their school community. Next slide. They also put together the skills and disposition progression chart from grades K to 12. These thinking routines are a system for reflection during challenging conversations. Next slide. This table combines slides 10 and 12 and shows how the dispositions align with the thinking routines. Next slide. But how can we teach digital citizenship? One option is Common Sense Education. Why Common Sense Education? They offer award-winning lesson plans and interactive games that are designed and developed in partnership with Project Zero at the Harvard Graduate School of Education, all guided by research with thousands of educators and all free. So we'll be sharing an elementary and secondary lesson from Common Sense Education. To access their site, visit commonsense.org and click Join if this is your first time, or click Sign In if you've already registered. Next slide. Here's a lesson that's perfect for a dance along. There's significant evidence that regardless of age, all of us need to move our bodies every 20 or 30 minutes. So invite your students to stand up and dance along with this song. The lesson was designed for grade 1, but the song lyrics remind all of us to be kind to ourselves and others. So as you listen to the lyrics, invite your students to think about which character they might be like the next time they're online.
Use your head when you're online. Use especially your mind. See, ask good questions, that's the key. Use your arms when you're online. To take a break and balance and leave your tech behind. When you find yourself treated wrong, you always think about it. Your feet up to your nose. Use your gut when you're online.
Thanks for sharing that clip, Janine. And as she progresses to the next slide, I'll mention that these are some ideas that as we ask our students to maybe draw a picture of how they will be kind on the next time they're online, here are some ideas that might help generate suggestions for them. So next slide. So here students can draw the character they would like to be like and how they will be kind the next time they are online. Next slide. So on this slide, we put together all the links of resources related to this lesson. Okay, next slide. And we've even included this Common Sense Education has mapped out this possible ways to celebrate Digital Citizenship Week. And on the lower left is a link that would open up this slide with real live links that you can peruse through. The Department of Education also has a statewide ebook collection, and here are directions on how to access that and a sample book on digital citizenship that you might enjoy borrowing. And so now I'll turn it over to Janine for a secondary lesson.
Hi, I'm a former high school teacher, so, I looked through all of these great resources, and there's so many that it can be overwhelming. So think of us as your filter. And I filtered through all of these great resources, and these are my 3 favorite lessons and videos. So there are 3 lessons with accompanying videos from Above the Noise, which has partnered with Common Sense Education. So I will show you a 30-second clip of the first video.
Have you ever kept track of how much time you spend looking at a screen? Like actually logged what you're doing and for how long? Well, that's what I did over the last few days. And on an average day, I spent about an hour on Instagram, way too much time on Twitter, over 3 hours, and a little over an hour or so on Netflix. So in total, I'm spending over 5 hours every day in front of a screen. And that's not counting text messages or listening to music. That's literally a quarter of my day every day. So what's all this screen time doing to me? Well, I ask what I always ask.
All right, so that is a snippet of the first lesson on the health effects of screen time. How much is too much? And as you can see, the host, Miles Best, he's very hip, very relatable. He has a good sense of humor, very engaging, and he has great researched information and presents a very balanced view of each of these issues. So check these out with the accompanying lessons. And here is an example of what it looks like. You will need to create an account, but it's free, like Faith mentioned, and they have, slides and videos and handouts, quizzes, family activities, tips, etc. So everything you need is there. Another resource that I like that is quick and easy to do with students and even adults is incorporating digital dilemmas into the classroom. So here's an example. Kalani recorded a very humiliating video of Ezekiel and posted it for everyone to see, and Ezekiel was so mortified and embarrassed. So what do you do about that? So have your students discuss and ask them, what would you do? What should Ezekiel do? Was Kalani wrong for posting and sharing the video? Why or why not? And so when you have these conversations with your students, it's good to have something to help them reflect. So these thinking routine handouts have students take a stand back, look again, and look beyond. and just have them, reflect and have a system to reflect during challenging conversations. So this is a highly recommended resource also. And if you're looking for middle school resources for Digital Citizenship Week, and maybe every week, here are some sample resources with daily themes connected to SEL, and examples of how to engage families and foster reflection and creation by your students. Here's one for high school. And I want to bring it back to Digital Citizenship Week and Rings of Responsibility. There's a lesson that goes with that, but basically it starts with you, yourself, and then spreading it out to your community and then the world. So what we would like to suggest is start with one small act of kindness or aloha for the week. So it could be you doing something small daily, like, saying hello to people as they enter your real classroom face to face, or your virtual classroom, or a display, or family engagement activities, or like what we did at our workplace, OSID. We put displays up on the bulletin boards and left favors, the Smarties and the Kind bars, on people's desks as a reminder. So here are some small kind, local style, small kindness acts of aloha that you could do for Digital Citizenship Week. For example, instead of talking over someone, maybe paraphrase what they say. That's your self-awareness, that you're focusing on. If you're focusing on social awareness, maybe walk in someone else's slippers. Okay, that's local style again. How does it feel? Okay, maybe look at it from their perspective. So overall, basically, digital citizenship is about showing aloha in person and online. And here are some ways you could show aloha. And this is taken from Naho Pena'ao. Some of the ways you could show aloha. Okay. And if you're looking for resources for Digital Citizenship Week, here are some from Common Sense Education. That link will take you to a pre-made slide presentation. We took some of those slides and used them for this presentation. And you could also look at their activities for the week, professional development, videos, and connections to SEL. So thank you for joining us today. And if you want to learn more about digital citizenship, we have a learning event on October 26th. We have 2 sessions, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, 30 minutes. Come check it out if you're interested. The flyer has all of the information. And again, I'm Janine Nakakura, and with my colleague Faith Ishihara, we hope you have a great Digital Citizenship Week, and we hope to see you at future learning events. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.